Good evening, everyone, and welcome to TV 50's coverage of Green Machine football. Geneseo tonight is on the road in Dixon to take on the Dukes in what will be the final conference game between these two teams in quite some time.
Beautiful evening out here. It's Dixon homecoming, and they think they're ready. Got a nice crowd here. They got a lot of people in purple out here, but the green has showed up in force also. It's going to be a great football game, at least for a while.
This is Lauren Lemke, that's Bob Pettit, and Bob, we know the scoreboard works here because Geneseo sophomore team put up 61 points in the sophomore game. Geneseo looking to get on the scoreboard here as they were shut out last week at Sycamore to drop their record to 3-1. They want to get back out here, get some points, and get things rolling here early against the Dixon Dukes, who are a 1-3 team.
It's kind of hard to put up 61 points when the clock is running the whole second half, but it was just it was all Leafs in that sophomore contest, and you know, we hope for a little bit of the same. I don't expect it to be quite that easy, but you know, you hope for a little bit of the same. Dixon comes in with 1-3, and you know, like you said, it's the last meeting here, and both teams should be up for it.
Dixon did win the toss. They elected to receive the football, so they will take the field and send two players back around the 10-yard line on the north end zone. Ryan Ganson, number 10, will kick off for Geneseo. And the ball is on the tee at the 40-yard line. Great crowd on hand for Geneseo. The stands are full here for Dixon. As you mentioned, Bob, it is homecoming. We'll see a spread offense when the Dukes take the field. Ganson has the whistle. And here's the approach. We're underway from A.C. Bowers Field. A high kick drifting to this near sideline, stays in play, and it's picked up at the 19. Receiver bounces off one tackler and is out across the 25. He's wrestled around and wrapped up and brought down at the 27-yard line.
Ryan Pitra wrestled him down, and Cooper Humphreys hit him right at the beginning, right as soon as he got the ball, but he bounced off that, picked up about 7 or 8 yards after that initial hit.
Geneseo will play basically a 3-4 defense here tonight. We'll see if they put in an extra defensive back, but they're looking at a Dixon offense that is scoring 18 points per game. Two running backs in the backfield along with the quarterback, who's in the shotgun formation. 3 down linemen for Geneseo on 1st and 10. A short run up the middle out to about the 30-yard line. We'll give them 2 yards on the play.
A lot of activity going on there, and kind of a late whistle. But it looked like he was stopped at the line of scrimmage, and that pile kind of moved forward. There's a nice line surge. He picked up 4 on that thing and after the final spot. And those big boys up front probably didn't like that surge.
Not too many players for Dixon on their varsity, 30 varsity players.
10 of them sophomores.
Small and mighty, I guess. 2nd down and 6. A gain of 4 in that last play. To throw the football. Quarterback is flushed from the pocket. He's going to be sacked for a 3-yard loss back at the 28-yard line. It's Lane Akery who comes in from his nose guard position, and he records his 4th sack of the year.
Patterson also down at the feet had him low. There was about 3 or 4 Leafs in there on top of that, and he was going nowhere. So that initial gain is negated. It's back to 3rd and 9.
We'll give Patterson a half a sack there. How's that sound?
He had a hold of his shoelaces. I saw it way down low.
3rd and 9. Geneseo has 2 receivers out here to the right side. They match up 1-on-1 with the Dixon receivers. A long pass down the far sideline. It's going to be incomplete. Trevor Craig had a chance at it at the 45-yard line, but it was way out of bounds.
Trevor had that one pegged, and he thought for sure he had that one. He's going to have to do some work on his outfield play, you know, before baseball season comes, because he underestimated that one just a tad. But it was right there. Oh, we got a yellow flag. Got some laundry on the field.
Marker down at the 30-yard line. We'll check the call here. Geneseo's captains this year are Mike Murray, number 68. We also have Kyle Patterson and Ray Singbush. And this is going to be a mark-off against Geneseo.
Didn't see that. It must have hit the quarterback late.
So this will be a 1st down for Dixon off a Geneseo penalty. Probably a late hit on the quarterback. It's cost the Maple Leafs 15 yards. Football spotted at the 45-yard line of Dixon. It's 1st and 10.
Leaf coaching staff is having quite a conversation with the officials, so they didn't like that call at all.
Quarterback will keep it up the middle. He's got room to run into Geneseo territory as he's tackled at the 42-yard line. Matt Rowley comes up from his safety position to make the solo tackle.
And if he doesn't make that tackle, there's a little bit of running space there. Dixon is actually moving the football, and the Leafs are bending already.
Dixon quarterback J.D. Geisen had over 400 yards from scrimmage in that first win over Monmouth-Roseville. 198 on the ground, 215 through the air, and he has a first down run for the Dukes. Hand off to the tailback. He's met right at the line of scrimmage by Lane Acree.
That was definitely Acree on the solo there. Hit him right at the line of scrimmage, picked up, they're going to give him a yard. But last week, you know, the Leafs ran into Sycamore and had those penalties and those turnovers and those kind of things. And here they, you know, an opportunity to stop a drive, and that penalty is really giving Dixon another shot here. Leafs are going to have to kind of make up for that.
2nd and 8, football at the 40-yard line, out of the gun. Looking to the sideline, now throws a deep ball, and it is caught for a first down inside the 20. Quarterback faked a sideline pass and then threw a deep ball, and it's going to be marked at kind of a tough angle here since we're on the 30-yard line. The play's at the other end of the field, but probably around the 15. 18-yard line is what the scoreboard says.
About the 18-yard line, and Leafs are very fortunate that he fell down. That ball was underthrown. He had to come back and fall down to get it because he was open and he might have picked up additional yardage. Dixon
at the line, 1st and 10 from the Geneseo 18. They'll pitch it out to the left, and coming in and making a tackle for a loss.
Looks like Cooper. Is that number 2? It is a long ways over there.
Cooper Humphreys coming up from his rover position. He's a junior at 5'6", 150, and puts Dixon in a 2nd and 12.
The only thing I knew was a single-digit number over there, and he's the only one out there right now, I believe. But it's going to be hard making some of these calls at that distance.
Geneseo in their white jerseys with the green numbers and trimmed in yellow. The Dukes in their purple jerseys. On 2nd and 12, handoff to the tailback, up the middle. He has some running room, probably gets about half the yards. About 6 yards. Call it 3rd and about 7. 8:24 to play in a scoreless first quarter. Dixon, their first possession, aided by a Geneseo penalty, has kept this drive going. Geneseo would have had the football back for the first time, forcing Dixon to punt, but a 15-yard penalty against Geneseo has extended this series for the Dukes. Quarterback will run the option, pitch it out to the right.
Only one man.
Coming up and making the tackle at the 15-yard line, Matt Rowley. Good solo stop there by the senior.
Pitcher had to hold him, try to contain him. He did get by Pitcher, but he contained him long enough for Rowley to come up, make the stop for basically no gain. Actually a loss. Give him about a yard loss. Nice play by Rowley. Nice job by Pitcher, too, to contain him.
Dixon does not huddle. They'll get the play in from the sidelines. It's 4th and we'll call it 8 from the 15-yard line.
This is field goal range if you got Kevin Wolick on your team, but looks like they're going to go for 4th and 9.
2 receivers split left to the wide side of the field. Football on the right. Hash 2 receivers also to the right. Man-to-man coverage by Geneseo. Ball is snapped. Quarterback looks to the left, throws to the end zone in double coverage, and it is knocked down, incomplete. Geneseo will see the football for the first time tonight after the defense holds the Dukes on their first series.
Had he been able to intercept that ball in the end zone, it would have gained him about 5 yards because they're going to take over right around the 15, it looks like. And instead, they would have had it out about the 20. But Maple Leaf finally get the football. It's kind of a scary little drive to see on that first drive, Lauren.
A couple of completions there by their quarterback, a couple runs up the middle. Geneseo has seen that offense most of the year, though, these spread offense, running quarterback, throwing quarterback. So here's the Geneseo offense from the 15-yard line. Luke Snyder, number 5, is the quarterback. He makes his 25th start tonight as a varsity quarterback. He'll pitch it out to Ryan Webster, who comes around the right end, has some room to run. Probably about a 5-yard gain for Webster.
It is about a 5, maybe 6-yard gain for Webster out on that right side. And, you know, there's only one guy. It's one of those deals again. You can kind of tell how many guys are tackling him. You keep trying to tackle these guys with one guy, they're going to break it.
Jeremy May will start tonight at center for Geneseo. He's a senior at 5'11", 175. Rob Smith at left guard, Kyle Patterson at right guard. On 2nd and 4, they come back to this side. The left side to Singbush, breaks a tackle at the 25, comes down the sideline, and runs out of bounds in front of the Geneseo bench at the 37, 38-yard line. That's a first down run for Geneseo. Tough yards last week for Race and the rest of these guys on the outside. I mean, Sycamore took that away. We did have some running ability up the middle with Brandon Mislow, but it's good to see us get the two corners here to start the game.
Yeah, Sycamore did an excellent job of taking the outside away, but, you know, again, Larry Johnson believes they can run it out there. They have not given it to the fullback yet.
1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Double tight, double wing. It's Mislow with the carry off right tackle. Tries to bounce it to the outside, has a short run to about the 41-yard line.
And that's obviously what you expect, a little bit of balance, getting that ball up the middle. Mislow picks up about 3.
Brandon had 96 yards last week. That was a career high at a 37-yard run. Just could not connect enough plays with his running last week to get something going and find the end zone against Sycamore. Matt Rowley comes in. He'll bring in the play. He caught 4 passes last week. And it'll be 2nd and 7 for Geneseo. Come up to the line. Rowley's going to be manned up, man on one-on-one here. Rowley in motion as he comes down the line and resets. Play clock down to 5. Pitch it back. This is Ray Singbush. He's got opening in open space to the 40, down to the 30. One man to beat at the 20, the 10, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. Ray Singbush, 59-yard touchdown run to put Geneseo on the scoreboard here in Dixon.
There was a huge hole over the left side of that offensive line. The right side of the defensive line. Race hit that hole, and he was off to the races. He had one guy. He kind of slowed down enough just so he could straight on him. He dropped him to the ground and took it in.
Well, we're elated to use this script tonight. Be the 10th caller to La Roma Pizza every time Geneseo scores a touchdown and win a free large 2-topping pizza. Live broadcast viewers and listeners only must redeem within 1 week. La Roma Pizza 944-6171. Call them now.
Waste no time. Kevin Wolick lines up and puts it through the middle.
And that is good. Geneseo ahead 7-0 here in the first quarter with 5:29 to play in this period.
We were obviously really remiss in not advertising for La Roma Pizza last week. Glad to have a little bit of that back.
And we'll check the scoring drive here. 4 plays, 85 yards for the Maple Leafs. The Green Machine getting a touchdown from Ray Singbush, a 59-yard touchdown run. That's Singbush's 7th touchdown on the ground this year. Kevin Wolak with the extra point, and the drive took 1 minute and 42 seconds off this first quarter clock.
Well, that's the way they scripted it. The Dukes won the toss, elected to receive the ball, thinking they would go down and get a quick score. They looked pretty good. Maple Leaf penalty helped them on a drive, but it stalled about the 15-yard line. Leafs brought it back. And what was it? I'm sorry, 3 plays? I wasn't listening.
4 plays.
4 plays.
Yeah, 4 plays.
4 plays. They're looking good.
Some great blocking out there for Race. You just saw that.
Oh, that was an enormous hole on that left side.
Ryan Ganson has the ball on the tee. We'll restart the ball game here. A high kick coming to this near sideline. Will it stay in play? And it goes out of bounds at the 23, so it'll draw a yellow marker. And Dixon will set up at the 35. We'll get the rest of the starters in for the Geneseo defense. You're very familiar with the names, though. Nick Verbeck at the defensive tackle, along with Mike Murray. I mentioned Lane Akery at nose guard. The linebackers are Kyle Patterson, Brandon Mislow, Ryan Pitra, and Ryan Webster in the secondary. Trevor Craig, Ray Singbush at the corners, Cooper Humphreys at the rover, and Matt Rowley at the safety.
They've actually got Ryan or Nick Verbeck out of the lineup right now. They got Webster standing at the line.
So Geneseo loosening up a little bit. We're going
two down linemen.
More of a smaller lineup, of probably a nickel formation here for on defense. On 1st and 10 from the 35, quarterback will pitch it left, get it out to the running back. He's got room to run. He goes into the secondary down the far sideline. Has a first down run for Dixon as he's into Geneseo territory, and they'll mark it at inside the 45 at about the 44-yard line.
Had a Leaf player that was blitzing and almost had him in the backfield. I believe it was Trevor Craig, and just slipped through And once he got through that, he really had some running space. Big gain.
Had some speed there, definitely. And they'll put it at the 45-yard line. Second series for Dixon. Single back, quarterback in shotgun formation, throws the football, and it's incomplete through the hands of number 88 here on the near sideline. Ryan Webb could not hang on to that.
Ray Singbush on the coverage. He was sizing up the tackle. He was just ready to decide what kind of hit to put on him. So that ball went through his hands. If he'd have known it was going through his hands, he probably could have caught that ball, but he was sizing up the hit.
That incomplete pass makes it 2nd down and 10. Last week, Dixon lost to Morris 38-21. 17-point loss to the Redskins. Handoff on 2nd and 10, and Geneseo able to get to the running back right at the line of scrimmage, a short gain of 1.
Mislow, part of the tackle, trying to rip the football out. Ryan Webster and Lane Acree also in there.
I think Verbeck is back in. He's on the left tackle. So I think Mike Murray is on the sidelines right now.
Yeah, try to give those guys just a little bit of breather because they both play offense.
Dukes will bunch
mix them up.
Yep, Dukes will bunch three receivers here to the right side. 3rd and 9 from the Geneseo 45. Pass to the near sideline over the head of the intended receiver, and it's incomplete.
Ray Singbush again on the coverage over there. He'd give him about a 5-yard cushion. If he receives that ball, he's got a little cushion. He would have picked up some yardage, not the 1st down yardage, but 4th and 9.
Well, we expect Dixon to probably go for it here. We saw in the earlier game, the sophomore game, they didn't choose the punt. They acted like they were going to punt the football and then ended up throwing a pass. But going more into a conventional punt formation here on 4th and 9. Matt Rowley's in a backup at around the 20, and it's a fake.
It's a fake.
And it does not fool the linebackers of Geneseo as they wrap up the ball carrier at the 40-yard line. Tyler Mackey, number 12 on the tackle. And maybe Cooper Humphreys as well. Anyway, it's a turnover, loss of downs for Dixon. And Geneseo doesn't fall for those shenanigans.
Punter did a nice job of pretending like that ball went over his head, but it was a short snap. Quick hitter, and the Leafs didn't fall.
Good field position for the Green Machine, up 7-0, 4:14 to play in the first. And the ball is fumbled. It's still on the field and loose.
Looks a lot like white jerseys. Leafs should have that ball.
Fumbled forward. And I think it's Nick Verbeck who comes up with every fumble. He's had 3 fumble recoveries on defense, and now he saves this possession for Geneseo.
He must spend a lot of time looking at the ground because that ball's on the ground. He's on it.
Well, it results in a 1st down. Kind of the Oakland Raiders play. Fumble it forward, you know. And the ball is inside Dixon territory at the 48-yard line. Double wing formation. Motion is in at Singbush, and they'll throw the football over the head of Race. Snyder rolling to his left, just
that had to be a soft touch pass, and it was because there was a defender between the quarterback and the receiver, and it was just a little too hard to handle, and it just kind of got over his head. Willis, who gets those yardage on that 10-yard fumble? Does Verbeck get that offensive yardage? Just curious.
Verbeck gets a 10-yard run, maybe. We'll see. Incomplete pass, 2nd and 10. Clock stop, 3:40 to play in this first quarter. Geneseo up by a touchdown. And both wingbacks go in motion. They got to continue this play, and Snyder will take it. He's in the secondary, and he's going to be wrestled out of bounds. But again, this is going to cost Geneseo some penalty. Last week we saw that happen at Sycamore. Luke took a knee, and basically with the loss in the play, the Spartans didn't take the penalty, and we ended up losing a down and some yardage.
They have to know you got to play till the whistle's done. You know that's sometimes they blow that dead, and sometimes they don't. But if they don't blow it, you got to play. They obviously learned that lesson because they played this one through. It will come back, of course, but at least they don't lose the down. They get to replay the 2nd down.
Drew Himmelman, number 81, is in the lineup for Geneseo, junior at 6'3", 170. He'll line up at the right tight end position. Mislow lined up 3 yards behind Snyder. Double wing formation at 2nd and long. Call it 15 from the Geneseo 46. Option play to the left. Snyder has it, turns upfield, finds some room to run, cuts it back. He's at the 30 and is wrestled down, tripped up at the 22-yard line as the back judge takes a spill too. But it's a first down run for Luke Snyder, who gets loose.
That was a little empathy out of the back judge there. Snyder went down, he went down with him. But Luke tried to cut up. If he just kept going, he probably would have picked up more yardage. But he tried to cut back for try to get all the goal and ended at about the 20.5-yard line.
34-yard run for Luke Snyder. Geneseo has the football at the Dixon 21. Snyder had a big game 2 years ago as a sophomore. A touchdown pass and a touchdown run led Geneseo back for that winning field goal by Sawyer Claus.
Joe Thomas just checked in with that play. It's got to be magic.
2nd and 10. Ball snap. Snyder misses the handoff, and maybe was trying to keep it himself, and he gets smothered for a 3-yard loss.
Yeah, that play was not a good play.
That'll put Geneseo back to a 2nd and long situation with 2:30 to play in the first quarter. Second drive of the night for Geneseo. Their first drive, we saw Ray Singbush run 59 yards for a touchdown.
Drew Himmelman checks in with this play. He's got maybe a better one. Van Doren out here on this end does a nice job of blocking. I've been watching. He really hooks these guys in.
Webster in motion behind Mislow, and it's Mislow who gets the handoff, and he's met head on.
I think Snyder kept it.
Oh, Snyder kept it.
Yeah.
Luke faked me out here.
Snyder kept it for, he got it back just across the original line of scrimmage.
And it'll be 3rd and 10 for Geneseo on the Dixon 20-yard line. We'll get the play coming in here from the sideline. Matt Rowley will run it in. Geneseo taking their time here.
The good part about that, not only you bid on that, but 3 Dixon Dukes bid on that thing. They nailed him behind the line of scrimmage. Thought they had something.
Well, if Mislow's getting hit every play, he's doing his job.
Yep.
3rd down play. Matt Rowley is standing up at the end. They pitch it to Ray Singbush. He's cutting back across the grain. Has a first down inside the 10. Wrapped up from behind, and he's brought down at the 8-yard line. Geneseo will have it 1st and 10.
Nice run by Race. There was not that gaping hole on that particular play. He had to earn that one. He had to kind of pick his way through there and follow his blocks. He was patient enough to actually follow the blocks, guys out in front of him, and they did a nice job of sustaining those things. Great run for a first down.
1st and goal. We have a timeout on the field taken by the Dixon Dukes. 1 minute and 18 seconds to play in this first quarter. Geneseo with a 7-0 lead. Well, after Dixon won their first game against Monmouth Roseville, they took on Rochelle, and they lost 44-0. It's a defense that's been allowing 30 points per game this season. Geneseo trying to take advantage of that and get their 2nd touchdown here in this first quarter.
It's hard to tell by comparative scores. Rochelle's a good football team. We don't know much about Monroe's, of course, but the Morris game obviously is a little bit telltale. We handled Morris quite easily, and Morris, although Dixon did score against Morris. Morris did pick him off. I see the trainer went out to check the official, see if he was okay after that fall. Took a little water out there, see if he needed any help.
Geneseo driving here, 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. We're back to action. Snyder will hand it off. And the running back gets loose to the corner. He gets into the end zone for a touchdown. I lost him there. And I think that's Brandon Mislow with the touchdown.
Yep. It is Mislow. He lost his helmet.
So Geneseo gets their 2nd touchdown, and if you're the 10th caller to La Roma Pizza, you'll win a free large 2-topping pizza. Live listeners only on Friday night. Must redeem within 1 week. La Roma Pizza, 944-6171. Here's Kevin Wolak. His 2nd extra point try. Ball's on the tee. The kick is right down the middle. Geneseo up 14-0, 1:11 to play in the first quarter. Mislow going off right tackle. Then he bounces it out and just kind of lost him through the maze there of players.
Nicely done. Geneseo, another sustained drive. You know, Dixon is just simply outmatched. There's no question about it. The line is really winning the battle of the trenches, the Geneseo line that is, and you know that's the way we kind of expect it to be. But you know, the concern probably, maybe Coach Johnson's concerned, maybe he's not, but you know, a couple penalties again and a couple botched plays, and those are the kind of things that on a team like this, you can recover sometimes, but in a team like Sycamore, maybe you don't.
Right. You just want to try to clean that up as you go along here tonight. You didn't improve and execute.
I would think in Game 5 they would hope some of that's cleaned up.
Let's check the scoring drive for Geneseo. It took 7 plays, 59 yards, 3 minutes and 3 seconds, a 9-yard run by Brandon Mislow, his second touchdown of the season. Kevin Wolak adds the extra point. Kevin's 17 of 18 this year in that department. And we're waiting for the Geneseo kickoff team to come onto the field. And Ryan Ganson, who also plays soccer, has been fairly busy in this first quarter. This will be his third kickoff. Ryan's a junior.
He seems to like this spot right down here about the 20-yard line, and if he can land it there, you know, that's good positioning.
Been able to keep it.
But if it bounces out of bounds, 35-yard line is really not the best defensive positioning. Like, keep that ball in bounds.
Well, Geneseo spoiling Dixon's homecoming with a 14-0 lead. The game is back underway. Long, deep kick. Fielded at the 2. I thought he went back into the end zone, but he's coming out to the 15 and slips down at the 17-yard line.
He actually did take a step back into the end zone before he brought it forward. Official was standing there, but he did not down it and let him carry it forward to the 16.5-yard line.
We'll give Josh Beard, number 29, that tackle. He was in the vicinity.
Leafs come out with the 3-down linemen again. Murray, Verbeck, and Acree.
Tyler Mackey in as the extra defensive back. He's in the safety position, about 10 yards off the football. J.D. Geisen, the quarterback for Dixon, takes the snap, throws to the far sideline, completes a short pass, and Cooper Humphreys wraps up the receiver for a 2-yard gain. Good play there by Coop. And we're under 1 minute to play in the first quarter.
Give him a nice spot, and he gave him about 3 yards on that play. I thought he was back a little bit farther.
Again, no huddles for the Dixon offense. They will just go back up to the line of scrimmage and then call the play. They have 2 receivers split out to this near side. Singbush and Pitcher are matching up one-on-one. And a handoff. Running back gets into the second line of defense and looks like he may have the first down here.
He did get a first down. Pitcher brought him down, but not until he gained that first down. That was a pretty nice hole in the line. Once again, they got the 3 big boys in the middle playing defense pretty much straight up, but they for some reason blew a hole in it.
This may be the final play of the first quarter. We're down to 10 seconds. I don't think Dixon is any hurry to snap the football. They're checking out the clock. So Geneseo has had 2 possessions. They put together 2 touchdowns in this opening quarter of play at Dixon, and that's where we stand right now. It's Geneseo 14, Dixon 0.
This TV50 telecast is sponsored in part by Hazelwood Homes, Geneseo Dairy Queen, Eric Henderson and Greg Anderson of Country Financial, Turpins of Geneseo, Geneseo Telephone Company, Central Bank, B&B Lawn Equipment and Cyclery, Snap Fitness, Vandemore Funeral Homes, Holland & Sons, Northside Rexall Drug, Hammond Henry Hospital, ProTech Auto Body, Farmers National Bank. Please patronize these sponsors and let them know you appreciate their support of this TV50 telecast.
We start the second quarter, and Dixon will have the football. Geneseo on defense, but the Green Machine has a 14-0 lead. Things are looking good here through the first 12 minutes tonight, Bob.
Yeah, obviously a 14-0 lead at the end of one quarter, and you didn't even get the football at the start of it. Leafs have looked good offensively, again, except for a couple of bugs that they want to get out of there. Dixon has had the opportunity to pick up a few first downs, and I think they'd probably like to clean that up a little bit.
And the Dukes are spreading it out. They're creating some space. They have made some plays here in that first quarter, but Geneseo has been able to stop them on downs twice. This is their third possession. Two receivers left and right. They spread it out on 1st and 10. Quarterback flushed from the pocket, scrambling around, losing yards. Mike Murray trying to chase him down. Lane Akery is close by, and the ball is thrown up for grabs, and it is intercepted at the 45-yard line. Coming in like a...
They're going to give it to him.
Like a center fielder coming in for a low-line drive. It's Tyler Mackey who has his first interception of the season.
Nice diving catch by Tyler, and the Dixon people were trying to convince the officials that ball hit the ground, but nobody's buying it. They're going to give the Leafs 1st and 10, going the other direction.
Geneseo last week had one takeaway at Sycamore, and they come up with their 5th interception of the season.
Great pressure on the defensive line by the Leafs, and he just threw that for grabs.
In Dixon territory at their 45, handoff to the fullback. Mislow does a somersault forward and has a 2-yard run.
He's probably not real happy. He thinks he could have broke that.
Must have had some room out there.
After the somersault, he looked up and saw nothing but green grass in front of him. He just said, oh my gosh, I could be running. You can see it. Just the way he gave the football back to the official, you knew he was not really pleased with a 1.5 yards or 2. Joe Thomas again brings in the magic play.
Geneseo up to the line of scrimmage. Thomas is in a lineup at tight end on the right. Van Dorn on the left side at tight end in this double wing formation. In motion is Singbush behind Mislow. Takes the pitch. Singbush looking for a corner on the left end, and he's going to have a short run out to the Dixon 40-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 5 for the Green Machine.
They had that covered fairly well, to be honest with you. Singbush had to really find, pick away for a little bit of a hole. Their tackling was just kind of horrible. I hate to say it. They just couldn't tackle on that play because they had it covered pretty well. We talked about Jeremy May getting back in there at center. I see Nathan Frankie running that guard position on the right side. Rob Smith on the left side.
On 3rd and 5, straight ahead dive play, trying to get the first down. It's going to be close. Looks to be just short though. Ball at the 38-yard line. He needed to get to the 35, maybe at the 37. Yeah, 2 yards short, 4th and 2.
With those guys running those guard positions, that leaves Kyle Patterson to get a little bit of breather. He never takes a play off, I don't think, defensively.
All right, Kyle Patterson, a 2-way starter. Several players here for Geneseo go both ways, so they try to spell them by platooning some players. And Geneseo's going to go for it on 4th and 2 at the Dixon 37-yard line. Pitch back. It's Ryan Pitra, I think, with the football. And Pitra does have it, and he has a Geneseo first down as he goes to the 28-yard line. So Ryan Pitra, who hasn't touched the football much this year, that might be his first carry of the year, and it goes for a first down run. Ryan last week had that 75-yard kick return.
And Willis can update us on that thing, but he does a nice job when he runs the football.
He stays in the game. He's at the halfback position. Singbush on the right wing. In motion is Pitra. They'll run a counter play back to Ray Singbush. He's in the secondary, down to the 10, the 5, and into the end zone. It's another Geneseo touchdown with 9:24 to play. The Green Machine up 20-0 here in Dixon.
Once again, that gaping hole on the left side. There was no way they were going to touch him.
10th caller to La Roma Pizza, 944-6171. You win a free large 2-topping pizza. Live listeners only on Friday night. Must redeem within 1 week. We'll get the scoring drive here in a moment as Kevin Wolak is on the field to kick the extra point out of the hold of Matt Rowley. And the kick going up and over the crossbar. It's good, and it's 21-0 Green Machine.
He's been dead center on all 3 kicks. He's not even off a little bit to the right or left, so he's pretty solid tonight. If they need a field goal, you never know. They're only up 21-0. They might need a field goal a little later in the game. He's ready.
I'd like to kind of see him take a 30, 35-yarder, you know?
Here comes some more shirts.
Here comes a football.
Here comes a football. Okay, Jen Yeager's got a football. She's going to throw it to me right now. There it is.
And, You almost had
it. Yep.
Hey, we got it up here, all right. Scoring drive for Geneseo. Let's give you that to you. 5 plays, 45 yards, 224 was the time on the drive, and it was a 28-yard touchdown run by Race Singbush, a second touchdown tonight. Kevin Wolak adds the extra point. 21-0 is where we stand here in the second quarter. 9 minutes, 24 seconds to play in Dixon.
Got to comment on that, though, Jen. I've been pretty hard on her this year about not getting that ball or shirt up here. She got one all the way to the top.
She needs to work on her spiral.
She's got the arm. She's got the arm.
Got to work on the spiral. She's going like Peyton Manning.
You don't throw spirals in with a softball,
okay.
So she's okay.
Ryan Ganson, he's number 10. He has the ball on the tee. He's stepping off, and he'll be set to send this towards the south end zone. Ganson's kick up high and over, and it's fielded at the 28. Geneseo runs by the receiver, and ball's returned out to the 36-yard line. Interception last time by Dixon, picked off by Tyler Mackey, and we'll see what the Dukes try to throw at this Geneseo defense, who's been aggressive tonight.
Worked out really well kicking deep last time, and they chose not to do it again. I assume that's just got to be practice. Grant Pritchard down the nose tackle right now.
Big number 73 there.
Mike Murray still there, and Acree over on the other tackle spot. So giving Nick Verbeck a little bit of a spell.
Trevor Craig, single coverage on the receiver out to the left side. They throw to the right, and a hard hit after the receiver made a reception. Ryan Pitcher comes in and hits the receiver up high. It is a completion, and it is close to a first down. It's a 9-yard play.
Mislow and Pitcher make quite a combination over there. I don't think I'd want to be hit by those two guys at one time.
Second and less than a yard as we go into the 9-minute mark in the second quarter.
The receiver did come up in one piece. I expected like half of his body on the other side.
3 receivers to the left. They'll come this way with a wide receiver screen.
Oh!
Receiver makes the catch and cannot be wrapped up. Would have been wrapped up for a loss there. And I think that's Cooper Humphreys.
It's Cooper Humphreys again on the tackle. Did pick up a first down, but he would have been wrapped up short. But Cooper was able to trip him, but he just fell forward for just enough yards to get a first down. And Dixon again inching their way up there. Still got a 0 on the board, but they're moving the football a little bit.
Football at the Dixon 47-yard line. 2 receivers out wide right, the wide side of the field, single back next to the quarterback. J.D. Geisen takes the snap, fakes the handoff, comes up the middle, and he's met by Mr. Brandon Mislow, who throws him down.
Oh, my.
And that was
Mislow come up with the ball.
Mislow threw him down after he had him stopped, and that draws a penalty flag, and the quarterback is shaken up. Well, Brandon's a wrestler, and that was a wrestling move there.
It was a wrestling move, just a takedown. And he obviously didn't hear the whistle, but I think the whistle had blown. And Mislow had him 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage, carried him a couple more yards, and then slammed him down. And, you kind of have to throw that flag. The purple crowd out here is ooh and on and kind of maybe even hissing and booing just a little. But
well, instead of having
sends a message.
Instead of having a sack there on Dixon, we end up getting a penalty, and it allows Dixon a first down at the Geneseo 38-yard line. Handoff to the tailback up the middle, stopped at the 34-yard line. A late flag, 2 flags come flying in after the play.
Pritchard and Acree in on that tackle. Pitcher also in there. But boy, those flags are flying from everywhere.
Back judge threw that flag. Face mask, and it is against Geneseo. That's going to cost this Geneseo defense some more yardage, and Dixon is moving closer to the goal line.
Well, we talked early in the season about how clean they were playing, and penalty-free, and these last couple games have really kind of biting them here a little bit. I don't think the football game's in danger here, but this is not something you want to, you want to continue really.
Right.
Someday it'll jump up and bite you really bad.
30 yards in penalties now. Dixon will toss it out to the right side, and they go down for a loss of 7. Ryan Pitcher comes into the backfield and read that pitch right from the start, and it's second down and 17. Dixon seems to be taking their time to get this next play in. Geneseo's going to go to a smaller lineup. Grant Pritchard comes off the field.
Thomas was also in the backfield. 2 linebackers in the backfield, that's good.
Geneseo showing blitz on 2nd and 17 from the 27-yard line. 2 receivers left and right for Dixon. Quarterback in the pockets and a step up, and he's going to be tackled at the line of scrimmage. Nick Verbeck loses his helmet as he makes the tackle, and he's going to have to come off the field.
Tighten those chin straps. Grant Pritchard going to give him a little bit of a spell here until at least he gets his chin strap back together. 3rd and 17.
Geneseo.
Leafs are kind of fired up. Those penalties, can hurt you, but they can get you fired up too.
Geneseo up 21-0, 6:43 to play in the second quarter from Dixon. The Dukes looking at a 3rd and 17. Matt Rowley back deep at safety around the 15-yard line. Tyler Mackey is on the other side. And the corners loosen up for Geneseo. Singbush and Trevor Craig to pass. Going to this near sideline. Ball is well underthrown and incomplete. That stops the clock, and it brings up 4th down for the Dukes.
Just looking for what happened to Mislow. Mislow, I think, has been out possibly since the penalty. I'm not sure. Thomas in there at that linebacker spot in that middle along with Kyle Patterson.
Grant Pritchard's at the nose guard. Lane Acree at left tackle. Mike Murray's at the right defensive tackle position. And Thomas showing blitz. Geneseo's going to loosen up in the secondary on 4th and 17. We have a timeout taken by Dixon. They still had about 5 seconds to get the play snapped, but they will take a timeout here. That's their second timeout, and the clock is stopped at 6:21 to play in the second quarter.
Well, those first 2 games that we had this season were blowouts, but this is the time, 6 minutes in the second quarter, when the opposing team started making some headway on us, and obviously you don't want that to repeat. Want to make sure you maintain that 0 on the board and hold Dixon back. This is good practice, just keeping them out of that end zone right now.
Fourth drive for Dixon here tonight. We'll give you some offensive numbers. Ray Singbush over 100 yards he's got 5 carries, 117 tonight, 2 touchdowns. Snyder has 3 carries for 34 yards, and it's I think it's Mislow who's got. I think Mislow's 5 carries, 28 yards. All right, that's the offensive numbers here for Geneseo. So they're putting up some yards there. They're allowing some yards to Dixon, some penalty yards here on this drive. But Dixon on their first series was down to the 15-yard line of Geneseo for the Green Machine defense stopped them. We're back to action here on the field. 4th and 17 for the Dukes at the Geneseo 27-yard line. 3 receivers to the left. Fake the wide receiver screen. Quarterback wanted to go to the end zone. He's going to run out of the pocket and come down the near sideline, close to the marker, but he will be short of the first down. Lane Acree chasing him all the way around and coming up with the tackle.
He was about 3 yards short, maybe 2 or 3 yards short, and that's all they needed. But the Leafs will be starting the ball in pretty deep territory, about the 13-yard line. Going to have to get some line play, and the same old thing, get dirty in the trenches and blow some holes. Mislow checks back in offensively. Took a little spell defensively.
Three drives tonight for Geneseo, all touchdowns. This is their 4th series, and looks like all the starters are back in for Geneseo on this drive.
Obviously, a big issue that they're going to have to address probably for the rest of the season. They lost their punter in the JV game the other night, and they're going to, tonight, they have not used a punter, but we're going to have to see who that is.
The fullback, Mislow, has the carry. He's carrying half the defense again with him. It looked like he was going to be stopped at about the line of scrimmage, but Mislow driving the legs. He has a 5-yard run out to the 19.
Drew Himmelman starts to come out, goes back in. Thomas brings a play in.
Brandon came into tonight's game leading the team in rushes per carry at 8.6.
Van Dorn checks out.
And Geneseo will go to that 2 tight end formation. Singbush and Webster in at the wings. Webster in motion to pass. It's Snyder looking deep to Drew Himmelman and overthrows him by about 10 yards. And a player down for Dixon on this near sideline.
Fixing his shoe. Oh, he's talking about over here. Yeah.
So
Drew had a step on his man. Ball was just really deeply thrown.
I don't know if you let that develop a little bit more before you throw it, but it's more of a timing pattern too. Timing pass by Snyder. His pass falls incomplete, and it'll be 3rd and 5 when we resume play. But right now we have an injury timeout for the Dixon Dukes. Well, Geneseo and Dixon, they have played a conference game.
He's acting like it's a cramp. Yeah.
He'll be okay.
He's definitely looking like a cramp. Yeah, he's trying to get that leg straightened out right now. I shouldn't be laughing, but if you've ever been there, you know how bad that hurts.
So Dixon and Geneseo have played a conference game in football since 1981. Back when it was the NCIC Northeast in 1981. The conference name has changed a few times, the NCIC Reagan Division, and now we're in the Northern Illinois Big 12 West Division. Geneseo over that time frame, 31 wins, 2 losses against the Dukes, and they even played twice in one year. In year 2000, Geneseo won a playoff game against Dixon, the only matchup in a playoff game between these two schools. Geneseo won 44-30. And this is the last time Geneseo and Dixon will play a conference game, because Dixon is going to the big Northern Conference on the west side next year.
That conference is growing quickly. I don't even know how many they've got in that conference, but it seems like they add about 4 teams every year.
Right now, Mendota, Oregon, Stillman Valley, Rock Falls, there's a few of the teams there.
And Oregon Rock Falls and Mendota have just joined in the last couple of years since the NCIC broke up.
After the timeout there, we're back to action. 3rd and 5. Snyder under center. Counter play to Singbush. He's gone. He's gone to the 30, the 40 at midfield. One man to chase him, but Ray Singbush down the far sideline to the 10, into the end zone for a touchdown. It's going to go for 81 yards on 3rd and 5. Singbush scores on a counter play and gives Geneseo a 27-0 lead. 10th caller to La Roma Pizza. You'll win a free large 2-topping pizza. Live listeners only. Must redeem within 1 week. La Roma Pizza, 944-6171.
I hate to say this, but it looks like Dixon has never seen a counter before. He hit that line of scrimmage, and there was not a chance anybody was going to touch him.
And it's Kevin Wolak to kick the extra point for Geneseo. Some pressure, but he gets the kickoff, and it's good again.
Pulled that a little bit left. A little left to dead center, don't you think?
Right over the Dixon marching band. And Geneseo increases their lead to 28-0. Ray Singbush is going to have a career-high rushing yards tonight. He had 183 against the Chicago Raby last year. We'll get his numbers here shortly, but an 81-yard touchdown run. 3 plays, 87 yards was that scoring drive, 58 seconds. Singbush has his 3rd touchdown tonight.
How many yards has he got to this point?
He must have
a bunch.
What do you have, 117 before that run, so we'll do the math here.
He's getting really close to 200.
So if you started Ray Singbush in your fantasy football league this week, you made a wise choice.
That's a good move.
Ton of yards and 3 touchdowns.
That's a good move.
And we're in the 2nd quarter. 198.
198. You're right, 5 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter, 28-0.
Couple yards from 200.
He's had a couple nice runs, but for the most part, I mean, he hits open space and just burns them.
Geneseo has 4 touchdowns tonight on 4 drives. And that gets Ryan Ganson back into the game. Has the ball teed up at the 40-yard line. Jacob Beath to his right. And here's the approach. Nice kick by Ganson, end over end, coming down inside the 10-yard line. Bunch formation by Dixon, trying to get their receiver back through up the middle, and he's going to be wrapped up at the 25-yard line.
That's Cooper Humphreys at the bottom of that pile. Nope. That's Joe Thomas at the bottom of that pile. It was a single digit. Nice job, Joe. Had him by the ankles, and several people piled on. they've been pretty successful kicking on the 2 opportunities that they've gone deep, holding them deep.
Kickoff teams have been making some good tackles tonight, getting downfield, making some stops. 28-point lead by Geneseo in the second quarter. Dukes are at the line of scrimmage. They're checking at the with their coach to get the play in. Now it's called. Tyler Mackey in at safety. Webster on a linebacker position on the right side, stand up. Looks like he might be a defensive end there. And the play clock expires. It'll cost the Dukes 5 yards, and they'll back them up to the 19.
Leafs blitzing somebody just about all the time, and they're doing a nice job of getting those guys riled. The linemen don't know what their assignment's going to be. Kyle Patterson had a couple guys shaking. You could just kind of see their heads moving, trying to figure out what they were going to do.
2 backs in the backfield along with the quarterback. Dixon will split 2 receivers out to the right on 1st and 15. Quarterback throwing over to the far sideline, completing the pass. And the receiver stepped out of bounds before the tackle. About a 2-yard, well, it's going to be a 7-yard gain. Almost back to the original line of scrimmage. Dixon quarterback hasn't, throws a pretty good ball. It's a long pass, though, to the sidelines all the time. I don't understand that why you're not throwing it down the field.
The PA announcer bid on that also. He's called it a 2-yard gain. It's a 7-yard gain, and it's 2nd and 8.
You forgot about that 5-yard penalty, too.
Yeah.
3 receivers now split to the left. Humphreys, it's like Shanowski out there on defense for Geneseo. Is also on single coverage. They hand it off.
Boy, he had that football hanging out there. It looked like that ball was going to get loose, but
spun around there by the defense. And it's a short gain of 2 yards. It'll be 3rd and 6 for the Dukes. We're on the 5-minute mark in the second quarter.
Tyler Mackey in there from the one of the deep positions. Got him just shortly. Had contact with him about the line of scrimmage.
Geneseo will back off defensively here. You got Nick Verbeck at the left tackle. Lane Akery lined up right across the center at the nose guard position. He's going to try to get to the quarterback here. We see if anybody's in a blitz or if they just bring 3 in the shotgun. 3-man rush. Quarterback over the middle. His pass falls incomplete. Not near anyone.
Webster charging from the stand-up position, had good pressure on the backside. The blind side, the left tackle didn't do his blind side job. 4th and pretty long here. The Leafs got to hold one more time.
Looks like Dixon will punt the football. They are in punt formation.
Maybe. You called the last one.
We'll see. They tried the fake punt. That didn't work. They might just try throwing it here. They need 6 yards for a first down. They elect to punt. And it's a high kick into the lights. It'll take a Dixon bounce and continue to roll into Geneseo territory, stopped at the 42-yard line. That's where the Geneseo offense will set up shop. They're 4 for 4 tonight. 4 drives, 4 touchdowns.
I think you can be pretty sure that they did not want to give the Leafs back to football because it doesn't take them long to score. Jordan Milkey checks in at the end position. These end positions, they got about 5 guys rotating in there regularly.
Jordan with a lot of blocks downfield here for Geneseo. He's still looking for his first pass reception of the year, but he's usually out here at the split end position, as you see him right now, split off to the right. Trying to throw a block downfield here. Geneseo will roll and throw. Snyder looking across the middle. His pass is caught by the sophomore. Jacob Van Doren has his first reception. It's a first down at the Dixon 45-yard line.
Commented earlier about what a nice job of blocking he does, but he can catch the football. He was covered. He had the defensive arm was right in there and wrestled that ball away from him, held on to it for a first down. Nice job.
Yeah, Van Doren, a big target there, 5'11", 175. Good pass there by the quarterback, Luke Snyder, at the Dixon 44-yard line.
He's a Geneseo 175.
Snyder wanted to throw. He's going to run out of the pocket down the right sideline. And we'll see where he goes out at. He kind of blocked out by the Geneseo bench. Now, one thing we noticed here, Bob, Geneseo's on this side of the field this year. Usually we've been on the other side by the school building. They did a switcheroo.
I don't know what the purpose of that is, but they must have had a reason. Yeah, the other thing is Snyder was coming out of bounds, and they tackled him pretty close to the leaf. You know, that line is about 2-3 yards deep, and the players practically have to stand on the track. So, you know, he was really close to the track and got tackled, and there was no yellow flag on that.
2nd and 4 for Geneseo. Not much room on the sidelines there between the field and the track. Snyder's going to keep it himself. Look for the first down as he comes around right end. Close to the 40-yard line. They signal first down, and so Geneseo will continue on with this series.
First down and an extra 5 on top of that. The yardages are coming easier. It's this is at the point where Dixon realizes how unmatched they are, or overmatched they are, and their discouragement's starting to set in. You can see the shoulders slumping.
Jeremy May at center. On the right guard position is Nathan Frankie. Singbush goes in motion. Geneseo wants to throw. Snyder doesn't have anybody open, and he's going to be tackled for a loss. It'll be a sack for Dixon. Snyder looking left, no one open, ran back to the right, and that's when he got caught from behind.
There were 4 guys in pursuit, and only one of them had a chance of catching him at the end, and he got it done. Otherwise, Luke could have ran for quite a distance. Ends up being about a 5-yard loss.
2nd and long now for the Green Machine. They're at the Dixon 38-yard line. We see the clock go under the 3-minute mark before halftime. It's homecoming here in Dixon, so we expect some festivities coming up at halftime. They'll probably announce the Queen and King. Jordan Melke splits out to the right.
That's why I came.
Handoff Mislow, big opening up the middle, bounces out to the outside, down the Geneseo sideline to the 20, the 10, and he is into the end zone. And did he step out?
Nope.
They call it a touchdown. Brandon Mislow puts Geneseo on the board again, and Geneseo has a lead of 34-0. 10th caller to La Roma Pizza, 944-6171. You win a free large 2-topping pizza. Live listeners only, must redeem within 1 week.
Have we given away a pizza on every touchdown, Lauren? They've been coming fast and furious. Hope we didn't miss any.
We've got 5 so far. Making up for last week.
Making up for last week. We really slacked off on the advertisement for La Roma's.
The ovens were cold. Kevin Wolak, high snap. Matt Rowley gets it on the tee, and this one goes, again, right down the middle. Kevin's looked good on his extra points. The offense is clicking. The Green Machine rolling on here, 35-0. Before halftime, 2:29 to play. And here's the scoring drive for Geneseo. 5 plays, 57 yards, 1 minute and 41 seconds. A 38-yard run by Brandon Mislow. Kevin Wolak with his 5th extra point. Mislow has a pair of touchdowns tonight. Ray Singbush with 3 scores, all on the ground for Geneseo. We'll wait for the kickoff team to come out here again. Were you looking for another T-shirt, or?
Here come the T-shirts and the footballs again. Oh, I've just always loved to see. They throw them to their friends, and I just watching one girl she threw it up, hit her friend right in the hands, and she dropped it. A lot of oohs and ahs. Fun of the crowd.
Nice run there by Brandon Mislow. He going off tackle, noticed that he had some opening, some room to run, some space out there on the right side, and down the sideline he went for the touchdown.
When he's running on the interior, he looks like a typical fullback, just banging and bruising. When he gets outside, he just looks like a sprinter. He really moves.
He about ran out of gas, though. I could see he was kind of slowing down there inside the 5.
I didn't notice that. He looked like he was flying to me.
To restart the game, it's Ryan Ganson. Gets underneath it, pops it up high, spinning over, and the ball is dropped by Dixon at the 35-yard line. They may have fallen on it. No, it's Geneseo football. Right through the hands of the Dixon receiver, and Geneseo able to get on it. This time, this fumble counts for us.
This one counts. And is it Pitra? Yeah, that's Ryan Pitra came up with that football, I believe. There's not a lot of celebrating. This game is a foregone conclusion, but usually you can tell who got the football by the celebration, but I think Ryan got that one, and the Leafs take over again. We might be in running clock in the first half. Or does it have to be in the second half?
Has to be in the second half, but again, Geneseo up 35. If they score here, it's a 40-point difference, and that would start a running clock for the second half. Spreading things out to the left side, Singbush and Rowley. Snyder wants to throw that way, and he's going to tuck it underneath his arm and try to get some positive yards. He dives forward They'll give him about 3 yards on a run. Geneseo trying just to get another touchdown, this time through the air, but good coverage out there by the Dixon secondary.
This is time where you work on things. You got football games ahead of you. You got to work on things. They've still got basically most of the starting unit out there. There's certain guys that mix in and out, but they're still trying to work on things together, and then they'll put the depth in.
Geneseo running their 2-minute offense, and Snyder in the pistol is sacked back at about the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 12. Have Matt Rowley and Jordan Melke. They were split out left and right, and this is Geneseo's 2-minute drill. They're trying to, like I said, Bob, work on things they might need later on in tighter games, trying to get a score here in the last minute and 30 seconds of the first half.
So all the interior linemen looking over here after that sack. They were all looking at the sidelines, and they were trying to learn some things too, because they did not have good blocking coverage on that one. There was 3 guys in the backfield as fast as Snyder was. 3rd and long counter play. Singbush breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage and trying to get the corner. He's got it down to the 20, the 10. And I think he stepped out of bounds along the Dixon sideline as they're blowing the whistle, and he's coming back with the football. Inside the 20, it's a first down run. Yeah, they're going to give him a first down. Geneseo went back to their double tight, double wing formation on that 3rd and long, and that counter play's been working all night. It's just a nice situation here. You can work on a few things, and if they don't work, just run a counter and get a first down, then you go back and work on some things. It's a great situation. It's better in practice. You're not beating on your own people. What a move there by Race at the line of scrimmage. Looked like there was nowhere to go, and all of a sudden he just makes this little move to the outside. And he's got that limp leg. There was a guy hanging on his leg at the line of scrimmage, and he just shook it, and then he was gone. Minute 10 to go before half. Snyder to throw. His pass is low. It may be caught by Jordan Melke, and it is inside the 5-yard line. Jordan makes that catch in double coverage, and that's about the only place you could put the football. I'm glad those officials had a good eye. It looked like it skipped to me. He was right down. His hands were right on the ground, but there's no instant replay, and they're not going to call this one back. It's down there 1st and goal. Jordan Melke, a senior at 5'9", 140, has his first reception. And we see Jacob Van Doren split out wide left. Himmelman split to the right. 1st and goal from the 3. Snyder going to throw it up to the end zone. Himmelman comes down with it. It's a touchdown. Geneseo scores again in this first half. They're up 41-0. 10th caller, La Roma Pizza. Win a free large 2-topping pizza. 944-6171. Live listeners only, must redeem within 1 week. That's number 6. Brad Storm, I'll put that in his playbook right there. The alley-oop play. Little lob up there to Hillman. He slammed it home. Kevin Wolak steps off, ready to try another extra point. Josh Beard with the snap, and the kick is on its way. It is good out of the hold of Matt Rowley. 42-0. In this first half, 46 seconds to play before halftime, so we will indeed have a running clock for the second half unless Dixon scores here in the next 46 seconds. Got to hold him for 46 seconds to have that happen. We'll check the scoring drive here as soon as Willis gives me the numbers, but Drew Himmelman has his first touchdown, his first varsity touchdown. 3-yard pass from Luke Snyder. Luke with his second touchdown of the season. And a good drive there by Geneseo. It's nice to see you get out there, you run your 2-minute offense, and you produce a touchdown. Well done. Well executed. Big run by Ray Singbush on that counter play, though, on 3rd down and about, I think it was 3rd down about 10 when he picked up that first down. That's kind of their little ace in the hole. They know they haven't been stopped yet tonight. And but probably the only thing, the blocking assignments on that sack, on that drop back, probably the only thing that was disappointing, and they'll learn from that too. 5-play scoring drive for Geneseo. It was a short drive of 34 yards thanks to that fumble on the kick return by Dixon. 1:42 off the second quarter clock. A 3-yard touchdown pass, Luke Snyder to Drew Himmelman. Kevin Wolak adds the extra point. Might have to get another page there for the scoring drives, Willis. It's filling up fast. We're back to football here. Ryan Ganson, squib kick down the middle, fielded by Dixon at the 30-yard line, comes up the middle, tackled from behind, gets stretched out to about the 42-yard line. Jordan Shanowski there, Ryan Pitra as well. I think it was that pitcher that had him hold by the ankles, and he just was not going to let go. He had him wrapped very, very well.
Dixon has the ball. They have receivers out left and right. Twins on each side, single back. Tyler Mackey and Matt Rowley are about 20 yards off the football in the safety position. Quarterback flush from the pocket. Nick Verbeck chasing, and the throw is low and incomplete. Stops the clock with 34 seconds to play before half. Good coverage downfield again by Geneseo secondary. No receivers open for the Dixon quarterback, J.D. Geisen.
Mike Murray was walking off the field. He's walking over, just checking the assignments. Yep, he's just checking.
Murray
got the 3 down linemen in the middle.
Got Murray, Verbeck, and Akery starting defensive line out there.
Joe Thomas again in for Muslow, I believe, again in the middle.
Showing blitz is Thomas. He's going to back off. Here's the snap to the quarterback out of the gun. Pump fake. Three defenders chasing him. The 3 linemen for Geneseo, and then the quarterback gets away, throws the ball, completes it, and it is a first down for Dixon at the Geneseo 45-yard line. I think Dixon has 1 timeout left. They'll stop the clock to move the chains on the far sideline. Dixon quickly up to the line of scrimmage. Still 45 yards away from the end zone. We're down to 20 seconds. Clock is moving. 3 receivers to the left. Quarterback looking this way as he takes the snap. He's in trouble. Chased by Mike Murray. A lob pass to the receiver, and it's incomplete.
He wasn't going far. If he'd have caught it, Cooper Humphreys had him wrapped. But that, again, needed a nice touch pass, and it just got it flipped over. He got 10.4 seconds left to go here, so could be 1, maximum 2 plays left for the Leafs to hold here. Might expect him to go a little deeper on this one.
Matt Rowley, Tyler Mackey at the safety, Singbush, Cooper Humphreys, and Trevor Craig, the 2 cornerback positions in the rover position, and we have an equipment timeout. Checking a shoulder pad there for Dixon on the field. We're back to action. Clock will start at the snap of the ball. 10.4 seconds remaining in the first half. Geneseo ahead 42-0 here in Dixon. Quarterback in trouble, and he's going to be sacked. Old defensive line back there, Nick Verbeck, Ryan Pitra, Thomas in this vicinity as well, and that'll be the final play of the first half. Well, we've played 2 quarters here in Dixon, and Geneseo has a 42-0 lead over the Dixon Dukes.
This TV50 telecast is sponsored in part by Hazelwood Homes, Geneseo Dairy Queen, Eric Henderson and Greg Anderson of Country Financial, Turpins of Geneseo, Geneseo Telephone Company, Central Bank, B&B Lawn Equipment and Cyclery, Snap Fitness, Vandemore Funeral Homes, Holland & Sons, Northside Rexall Drug, Hammond Henry Hospital, ProTech Auto Body, Farmers National Bank. Please patronize these sponsors and let them know you appreciate their support of this TV50 telecast.
And we're ready to start the second half of football here from Dixon AC Bowers Field. Homecoming for the Dukes, and right now Geneseo is spoiling things here for Dixon, up 42-0 in the at halftime. 6 touchdowns for Geneseo, over 300 yards on the ground, 5 touchdowns rushing, 1 through the air. And defensively, Geneseo has been able to keep Dukes grounded. They've caused 2 turnovers tonight, an interception and a fumble, and Geneseo's going to start with the football here in this third quarter.
Made the comments in the first half about what a great turnout they had here, and they announced the King and Queen apparently for the first time here, because the uproar of the crowd was a lot louder than anything they had at the football play. Maybe they didn't expect to win a football game, and maybe it looks like people are exiting. Maybe they came just to see who the King and Queen was. Not really sure. But we're ready to start the second half, and a lot of purple shirts leaving the stands.
Probably may have to get ready for the dance. I don't know. What's going on afterwards here? But we are ready for football.
It is 42-0, so maybe they really don't expect to see a whole lot of exciting things.
Onside kick by Dixon to start things off. The ball is rolling around. It's at the 45-yard line of Geneseo. There's a pile up, and the official coming in to see who may have the football. Geneseo is going to come up with it.
I don't know that went 10 yards. I don't think it did went 10. I think the Dixon player hit it before it went 10 yards.
The officials talking over it. I think they're saying just what you said, Bob. He's pointing back at about the 50-yard line, and again, the ball has to go 10 yards. And they kick off from the 40. So we're going to have a discussion on the field between the officials. Geneseo has the football regardless. And it looks like Geneseo's going to start here with their starters out. So we'll get the players on the field.
He threw the bag at the 49-yard line, indicating that Dixon player touched it at the 49-yard line. They're going to start the football right there, just over the 50.
Number 12, Tyler Mackey is the new quarterback for Geneseo. Backup quarterback Greg Rusk hurt himself earlier this week, and he's out indefinitely. And so it's Tyler Mackey who comes in here to start the second half. He's a junior at 5'9", 130. We'll get the other players caught up to you here. Joey Medina takes the handoff coming around the left end, puts a move on a defender, and is able to shake one tackler, but he's going to be dropped after a short gain.
Kept those legs driving. Going to have a lot of new jerseys in there. We got Jacob Aker checking in at fullback, and I think Scholey was in on that play at the running back at the fullback spot. Mackey going to handle the quarterback duties, and that's probably a good thing because you got to have a backup, and he's got to get some varsity experience pretty quick. So this is a good opportunity.
Gain of 4 for Medina, 2nd and 6. Dive play up the middle to Jacob Aker. Again, we will have a continuous running clock through this second half. The clock will be stopped for, I believe, change of possession.
Zach Mackey in there. Bailey Weber checks in. And once again, Scott Scholey checks back in the ball game. Aker checks out. We're going to have to get some of these jerseys in here, some of these names here.
Guys got to remember to turn towards the camera. That way we can get there.
Kyle Mayer was running out of the field with the play, and Coach Johnson grabbed him by the shirt and just about dropped him.
It's 3rd and 5 for Geneseo. They have the ball at the Dixon 45-yard line. Under center, double tight formation. Long count by Mackey. He'll toss it back, coming to the right side. And that's, I believe, Shanowski. Stopped at the 43, I'm sorry. And yeah, Jordan Shanowski, number 20, with the carry. It'll be 4th down, and looks like we'll see the punt team for Geneseo.
Parker Salisbury was out there. We'll have to catch up on some of these names.
Yeah, we're trying to get the lineman for Geneseo on that offense. Right now we have Kevin Wolak. He will punt from the 45-yard line, his own 45.
So not only do they need a backup quarterback, they need a new punter. Wolak.
Nice kick. It's an angle, and it is out of bounds into the end zone. Looks like Geneseo may have had a shot at keeping that at about the 1 or 2 yard line. That'd been a heck of a kick by Wolak. His first punt pins him in at the 2, but it's a touchback.
Got a nice leg into it. Doesn't look like that particular substitution is going to hurt him too bad. Grant Pritchard obviously back in the ball game, and Carson Krause is in the defensive line.
Sam Arndt, 66, left defensive tackle. It's 1st and 10 for Dixon. 9:08 to play in the 3rd. And off to their tailback, opening up the middle. He has room to run out to the Geneseo secondary. Tyler Mackey helps on the tackle, as does Cooper Humphreys. So a few of the starters in the secondary for Geneseo, but they've changed the interior linemen and a few linebackers.
Pitcher still in. Jacob Beeth checks in there, one of the middle linebacking spots.
Yeah, so they just ended up replacing their defensive tackles.
Jordan Shanowski's out here.
Shanowski's in for Singbush. So
this is a time in a game where you can't afford to get people hurt, so you're going to have to try to make sure that you do two things: develop the depth and make sure nobody gets hurt.
First down run for Dixon. They're out to their own 38-yard line. Quarterback will take a shotgun snap, run the option to the right, and keep it himself. He has room to run to the 40 of Geneseo, down inside the 30, and wrapped up by Tyler Mackey at the 30, at the 25-yard line.
Humphreys took a shot at his legs, but he got through that. Mackey was the only guy left, and he hit him high, wrestled him down.
Right now, Geneseo has their two-way starters out of the game. We probably won't see them at all for the rest of the second half, as the clock is a continuous clock. 7:50 to play in the third quarter. First down, Dixon at the Geneseo 25-yard line. Handoff tailback, coming right back up the middle. Stopped at the 19. It's a 6-yard run, 2nd and 4 for the Dukes.
Nice tackle by Beef. Hit him hard, hit him low.
Well, you know this Geneseo defense, they haven't had a shutout yet this year. You'd like to see them keep Dixon off the scoreboard here and maybe come up with their first shutout for 2013. But the Dukes have it inside the Geneseo 20-yard line at the 19.
They've had a couple drives that have been quite successful. The first one in particular, but they've been able to stop, not let them cross that goal line, and they're trying to gear up for the same thing.
Linebackers trying to read the play. They come with the blitz. Pass is high and incomplete. Trevor Craig on the coverage.
Rowley and Craig back in the ball game on the deep coverage.
Number 63, Gage Blackard. He's a senior at 5'6", 150. Enters the game. He'll replace Grant Pritchard on the defensive line, and it's 3rd and 4 for Dixon. Incomplete pass, but the clock moving with Geneseo up by more than 40 points. It's 42-0. Two backs in the backfield next to the quarterback. Long count, takes the snap. Handoff to the fullback, up the middle. First down run, stopped at the 13. Dixon will continue their series as they move the chains on the far sideline.
It's Carson Krause on that tackle.
Gage Blackard's in a lineup at the nose tackle position.
Sam Arndt still over on that far side.
He's standing up at the defensive tackle. We have a penalty marker thrown, and Geneseo wraps up the running back at the line of scrimmage. Looks like a loss of 1 on the play.
Nice job by Beef. From the middle linebacker spot into the deep offensive backfield, dropped the running back, and yeah, it's going to be against Dixon, and they're going to take it back.
Legal shift for the Dukes. It'll cost them 5. It'll be 1st and 15.
I thought maybe if they had an opportunity to decline that penalty, they might just take that 2-yard loss. But it's going to be 1st and 15.
Dixon lining up at the line of scrimmage. They have one receiver split out here to the left. That's single coverage by Jordan Shanowski. 2 over to the right. Quarterback to throw, fires it out here. It's intercepted. Cooper Humphreys at the 15. He's down to the 30, the 40. Puts a stiff arm at midfield, and he's pulled down on the Geneseo sideline at the 40-yard line. Cooper Humphreys stepping in front of that pass, and he comes up with the interception.
Green Machine defense looked like it was starting to leak just a little bit for a while, but they really stiffened up once they hit the red zone. Got down about 20-yard line, and they stiffened up. Cooper Humphreys with the interception brings it back, and the Leafs have an opportunity to go on offense.
The junior last week had a fumble recovery at Sycamore. He's got 3 sacks on the season as well. He probably has, I think, 1 more tonight, and now comes up with his first interception. 3rd takeaway tonight by the Geneseo defense. 4:20 to play in the 3rd.
Justin Kane lined up on the wideout.
Tyler Mackey under center. He'll hand it off to Joey Medina. He had an opening on the left side off tackle and has a nice run of 5 yards. Sam Arndt stays in the game on the offensive line.
Thought that counter worked so good for Singbush. Maybe we'll try it here. See what this unit does with it. Michael Housey checks in with the play. Running Nathan Frankie now back at the center spot. He was running guard a little earlier today.
Mackey will take the snap. He'll hand it to the second back through. That's Jordan Shanowski, number 20. And
he's driving.
Jordan's trying to take the whole Dixon team into the end zone, but he takes him inside the 30 to about the 23-yard line. It's a first down run for the Green Machine.
Big number 75 for Dixon was just kind of hanging on, and Shanowski, he's probably about twice Shanowski's size, but he was just dragging him right along.
And Geneseo scored on all 6 of their drives in the first half, and they are marching down the field here with a running clock. 3:05 to play in the third quarter. 1st and 10 Geneseo at the Dixon 27-yard line.
Schulte in the backfield. Josh Beard lines up wide out left.
Mackey will pivot and hand off to Scott Schulte. Short run up the middle. We'll give him a yard. We'll be kind. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Officials gave him 1 too. That's good. Zach Mackey in there blocking Zach Shefsky at the right guard position.
And 3 players come in from the sideline with the play. Mayer and Tyler Mackey.
Kane on the far left. Justin Kane splits out left.
2nd and 9. Motion and a handoff to the motion back. That's Shanowski coming around the right end. Well, he's tough to bring down. He's determined.
His legs don't stop driving. Love it.
It'll be 3rd down, but it'll be short for Geneseo. They're inside the 20-yard line of Dixon.
About 2 yards to go for a 1st down.
They got it spotted, what about the 16?
16 or 17.
Quickly up to the line. Geneseo trying to get another touchdown here. And it's Medina, 2nd back through. He gets hit, dropped, he loses the football, but he was down. And I don't think he got the 1st down.
Nobody's excited about that football rolling around out there. It's blown dead. It did not. He got about a half a yard. He still got a yard and a half to go.
So it'll be 4th, and they will say it's 2 yards. We'll go off the scoreboard, looking at the down marker over there. It's a good 2 yards to go here. Football at the 16 of Dixon. Approaching the 1-minute mark of the third quarter. A continuous clock here in the second half. Geneseo leading Dixon 42-0.
Kyle Mayer, Josh Beard check back in.
Mackey will hand it off. Shanowski has the 1st down as he puts his head down and gets close to the 10-yard line. Good run there off the right side of the offensive line. You had Parker Salisbury come in there at that tackle position, a junior at 5'10", 210, pushing his way through.
Levi Warren checks into the ball game. Dylan Mannon.
So a lot of guys coming in here because this is going to be a fast game here the rest of the way. We're down to 30 seconds already.
Paul Kastorf lines up at the center spot. He's going to snap it.
Pitch back, Medina left side, turns it upfield as they started from the 12-yard line of Dixon, and he's close to, I'll say, the 7. Give him 5 yards on that. 2nd and 5, which is going to be the final play of this third quarter. So a continuous clock here in the third period. Geneseo on the move as things come to a close here at Dixon. We've played 3 quarters. It's the Geneseo Green Machine ahead of Dixon 42-0.
This TV50 telecast is sponsored in part by Hazelwood Homes, Geneseo Dairy Queen, Eric Henderson and Greg Anderson of Country Financial, Turpins of Geneseo, Geneseo Telephone Company, Central Bank, B&B Lawn Equipment and Cyclery, Snap Fitness, Vandemore Funeral Homes, Holland & Sons, Northside Rexall Drug, Hammond Henry Hospital, ProTech Auto Body, Farmers National Bank. Please patronize these sponsors and let them know you appreciate their support of this TV50 telecast.
Along with Bob Pettit, this is Lauren Lemke. We start the fourth quarter from Dixon, and it's been all Geneseo tonight, ahead of the Dukes 42-0. Geneseo on the move here in this second half. This is the first time they've touched the football, and they have it at the Dixon 9-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 5. A lot of players coming in here, Bob. Well, I think we've done a pretty good job of keeping.
I just saw Adam Smith check out of the game. We hadn't checked him in yet. So Adam Smith got some playing time in there. Salisbury back in.
Got Levi Warren in the backfield. He's at the halfback position. Mackey to throw to the end zone. It's caught, touchdown, and a penalty flag comes in, but I think this one is going to count. We'll check the flag here first, so don't be calling just yet. Mackey put it up. A great catch over there by Michael Hausge.
It was Hausge on the catch. And it was going to be defensive pass interference. It's going to be a touchdown for Hausge. Nice little touch pass by Tyler Mackey.
And now you can call a Roman Pizza. 10th caller, win a free large 2-topping pizza, 944-6171. Live listeners only on Friday night must redeem within 1 week. Tyler Mackey, nice ball, great catch by Michael Hausge.
I guess you run that thing off 7 times in one night. You don't even have to look at your script. That was good. I like that. You remember the phone number. I'm impressed.
Kevin Wolek will come back onto the field. His extra point try with some pressure. It's good. And so we look at the scoreboard. It's 49-0 Geneseo. And the clock has been stopped. 11:56 to play. In the final and fourth quarter, they have yet to put that up on the scoreboard. I guess they have. So Geneseo will kick off to Dixon. That's a nice, it's got to feel good for this team to get a touchdown with that unit and throw a touchdown pass like that. It's got to be a big thrill for Tyler Mackey.
It was actually a great turnaround because defensively they were kind of leaking out just a little bit, and they finally stiffened up down the red zone, hit about the 20-yard line. They just really stiffened up, ended up getting a interception by Cooper Humphreys, and that propelled the offense to a score. And you know, it's got to be a lot of fun for those kids, like you said, to get their playing time. They work hard all week, and they get some time, and they get the payday.
8-play, 40-yard drive for Geneseo. We again, that was on a continuous clock. The 9-yard touchdown pass. Tyler Mackey, Michael Hausge, and Wolak with the extra point. Geneseo with 49 tonight. That's pretty close to what they've were averaging going into last week's game. So back on track. Things have looked good tonight for Geneseo. They've had a season high 56 against the Chicago Raby, and still preserving the shutout. So a big interception there by Cooper Humphreys, because, like you said, Bob, Dixon was inside the 20. I think they want to, they want to get the shutout if they can.
Very nice job defensively, I thought, once they got that ball down there to the red zone.
Squib kick by Ryan Ganson, and going through a couple of players from Dixon for it's finally picked up at the 20 and almost fumbled the football. Nice wrap-up tackle by Jacob Beef.
Jacob Beef on the tackle again. Oh, now we got some stuff going on out here.
Penalty flag is on the field. And some activity after the whistle had blown. And that's going to be a personal foul against Geneseo. So I saw Jacob Beef make that tackle. We know him and Zach Mackey are two of the commentators for Green Zone Sports, and we may see that later on down the road here. But we enjoyed their piece last week on the air, so we hope to see them back on the air soon. It's a lot of work put into that.
There is a lot of work, and they've been working at that profession for quite some time to hone their skills, and I know Zach wants to pursue it as a career, and they do a nice job, those guys.
Dixon's going to hand it off their tailback on 1st and 10 as we have a continuous clock going on here in the fourth quarter, 11 minutes and 30 seconds. Run out into Geneseo territory. They mark it at the 47-yard line. Again, we'll take a look at the players on the field and try to get you caught up on who's playing for Geneseo. Philip Anderson, number 27, he's had a couple nice plays already this year for Geneseo. He's out there at linebacker. And a nice tackle at the line of scrimmage by Jacob Beef, number 53.
They're giving him a little bit of roll yardage, it looks like. They're gonna move that thing to first down yardage.
Paul Kastorf, number 51, is in now.
He's been playing snapping the ball center on offense, and he's back in there defensively. Adam Smith again in the ball game, and just checked out. Jacob Beef checks out.
First and 10 for Dixon. They'll pitch it, try to get to the left side. Ridden out of bounds along the Dixon sideline.
Ridden is exactly the word.
Hopped on his back and went for a little piggyback ride. Jordan Melke's gonna be nice and help up the Dixon running back.
Never did catch the number on who was taking the ride there. It looked like it was, I think it was Josh Beard. It was Josh Beard, I'm pretty sure. He just hopped on his back and rode him to the sideline. 2nd and 5.
Clock is on the run here. 10-10 and counting down in the 4th quarter. 49-0, Green Machine. Dixon with the ball, 2nd and 4. Shotgun formation. Their quarterback's going to try a long pass down the far sideline, and it's knocked down by number 21, Zach Denny.
Zach Denny on the coverage. That was well covered.
And
nicely done.
More substitutions on this play for Geneseo. They send about 3 or 4 guys in.
Melke comes out. We're not going to be able to cover all this. They're coming way too fast. Looks like
Zach Shefsky, I see number 62. And they sent in about 2 or 3 guys with 60s on their back.
Mackey came out, Kastorf came out. And let's see who's getting there.
We're going to have a mark off here anyway on Dixon. They were called for a push, so that's going to cost them some yards. It'll be 2nd down and long. They'll mark the football back, spot it down at the Dixon 45-yard line. 2nd.
Schulte over on this side, Shanowski over on this side.
9 minutes to play. 2nd and long. The ball is out and incomplete. Coverage over there by Scott Schulte, number 24, and the receiver up slow for Dixon.
Kyle Mayer still in the defensive backfield. Philip Anderson back there, as we already mentioned. I don't know. We're going to have some moms really mad at us if we don't get these names out there, but Carson Krause's still out there. I hope we got them all. The guys on the far side, I can't see. You're going to have younger eyes. Go ahead.
I think we've got them all. I think we've got them covered. We'll get them as they make plays here, but we got Zach Denny way over there at a cornerback position. On 3rd and long, Dixon will run the football.
Nice.
And nice tackle there. Scott Schulte coming up, going low. And then you had Carson Krause also helping out on the tackle. And so on 4th down, we'll see if Dixon, what they do here. 8 minutes to play.
And a bunch more. This is the punt team coming in, checking in.
We'll count heads, make sure we got 11 out there.
Philip Anderson had to check back in.
Dixon showing that they're going to punt the football.
We got nobody deep, so if he does, we're going to let it fall.
And they will kick it away with no one back. And this goes off the side of his foot and will go over towards the Dixon sideline, out of bounds. And it's about a 20-yard punt. Clock will continue to run here.
It looked like he tried to angle that thing to the sideline, but I have no idea why, because nobody was going to receive the ball if he kicked it deep.
7:20, and Tyler Mackey, who just threw a touchdown pass on the last possession, is back out at quarterback. And he brings Adam Smith with him, a junior at 5'9", 165. Geneseo will line up in a double tight formation. Up by 49 points, 7 touchdowns tonight for Geneseo. And a short run up the middle. The whistles blow.
Slow whistle, though. He was stopped and stood up for quite a while, and that whistle finally came. Going to give him about 2 yards.
Whole backfield changes for Geneseo as far as the running backs go. Medina come out. Joey Medina comes out. We've got
as you said,
Zach Denny, number 21, is lined up back at the wingback position. Toss it back. Levi Warren, number 25, trying to get around right end and doesn't gain a whole lot.
6 minutes and 17, 16, 15 on the clock. It's a running clock, and it goes quickly.
That's why Geneseo players are coming in and out as fast as they can, try to get as many plays as they can here.
Just keep rotating the revolving door here.
Justin Kane, number 37, he's a senior. He brings the play in to Tyler Mackey. We're facing a 3rd and 10 at the Geneseo 34-yard line. Geneseo with 14 points tonight in the first quarter, 28 more in the second, and they've added 7 more in the third for their 49 tonight. Ball is fumbled in the backfield, and Dixon will fall on it inside the 30-yard line. First turnover tonight for Geneseo. 5 touchdowns on the ground, 2 through the air.
The Dukes were in the Geneseo backfield really quick that time, and running back got hit really before I think he had full grip on it. Two guys hit him at once, and that ball popped out, and there was 2 guys to fall on it.
So Dixon will start at the Geneseo 29-yard line. 5 minutes and 5 seconds to play in the game. Clock continuing to move even on this change of possession, and Dixon really not in any hurry to get this play off. They're waiting for the coach to give them the play. Now they line up. And a bad snap over the quarterback's head. It's loose, and Geneseo trying to get to it. The ball is still loose, and Geneseo finally falls on it.
Got it back.
At the Dixon 46-yard line. And that's
Zach Mackey.
Zach Mackey,
on
yeah.
the recovery. Good job, Zach. A couple guys had an opportunity, just kept squirting out of there, and Geneseo made some yardage on that exchange of fumbles. They actually gained ground, fumbled the ball, got it right back, and gained ground on the process.
So just when Dixon thought they had a chance here to get some points on the board, they have a bad snap that goes over the quarterback's head. I think we've seen that about every game that we've played this year from the opponent, especially in that shotgun formation. There's always at least one bad snap, and there it was tonight.
Well, you like to see that pressure.
We'll see who's in the backfield. I got Schulte, number 24, lined up at the fullback position, Zach Denny and Levi Warren. And who gets the football? It's Schulte out to the 40-yard line. We're under 4 minutes to play in the game. Geneseo trying to add one more here possibly before the end of the game. At least not give it back to Dixon and preserve a shutout.
Just got a score from Richmond Burton. You talk about the conference Dixon's going to. Richmond Burton beat Mendota 27-20. Old NCIC team.
It's a tight one there. 2nd and 4. And it's Jacob Aker. He's got room to run. He has a first down out to the 30-yard line.
There's a nice hole there. Again, the depth of the depth line here is really blowing some holes now. They're getting kind of excited. They got kind of excited on that scoring drive. They ran the ball well. They got the touchdown pass and kind of getting fired up here, throwing some nice blocks.
Probably a good time to put it up in the air, don't you think?
No.
Okay.
But he might. You never know.
1st and 10, just outside the 30-yard line of Dixon. Geneseo with the football, winding this one down. 2nd back through. That's Zach Denny. He's got room to run down the 20, the 15, the 10. And he's hammered out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. Clock continues to move with 2:35 to play. Nice run by Zach Denny. Senior at 5'9", 145. Coach Johnson talking to Tyler Mackey here on the sidelines.
They don't have a lot of subs on the opposing sideline, as you mentioned earlier. It's a pretty small squad, but the ones that they do have are getting a little time here, and their pants are still very white.
30 players on this roster for Dixon. Geneseo has it 1st and goal inside the 5-yard line. They will hand it off. Jacob Aker into the end zone. It's a touchdown for Geneseo. 10th caller to La Roma Pizza wins a free large 2-topping pizza. Live listeners only must redeem within 1 week. La Roma Pizza 944-6171. Jacob Aker gets into the touchdown party tonight, and that's his first score this year.
As you mentioned, it's a good feeling to keep that 0 on the board, but the offense has really put a couple on the board here at the end, and they got to feel good about that. They work hard, man. They work hard, and they get their time. They got them in.
Jacob Aker is a senior.
Oh, here comes some shirts.
He has a touchdown. So Geneseo, count them up, 8 touchdowns tonight. They have scored in every quarter, and they have scored every time they've had the football, except on the last series when they fumbled it away, but they got it back on the next play. So yeah, fun game tonight for the Green Machine here.
Throwing more T-shirts and footballs. Every cheerleader's got a best friend up here when it's time to throw a T-shirt.
They apparently don't like me because I don't have anything.
We're a long ways up here. You need to make sure you pick out the good arms and contact them ahead of time.
Okay, I'll work on that. Clock stopped, 1:59 to play in the game. We'll restart here on the kickoff. And Geneseo will have 2 minutes here to try to keep Dixon off the scoreboard and get their first shutout of the season. With this running clock, Dixon, they might have 4 or 5 plays left in them.
It goes quickly. It's been a good night for the Leafs. Kind of spoils homecoming, but they probably didn't expect to win the football game. They sure had a good time with the royalty out there, announcing the king and queen.
It was a nice night weather-wise for football too, as Ryan Ganson will squib it down. Dixon picks it up around the 30 and gets loose, and Geneseo makes a tackle over on the far sideline near midfield.
Denny was on the tackle, and
Ganson got over there, didn't he? Ryan Ganson?
Yeah, it was Ganson. Yeah, everybody's giving him the glad hand. He's pretty happy. He got in on the tackle.
Don't tell Coach Ian Klein.
Yeah. You're supposed to kick the ball. Kiki touchdown.
Clock is moving, 1:25 and ticking down in this fourth quarter. Dixon to throw the football. They complete the pass at midfield. Receiver gets loose. He's still going to the 40 and out of bounds near the track by the time he gets tackled by Jordan Shanowski and Justin Kane over there as well, number 37. A minute to play.
Clock is still running, of course, even though we went out of bounds with the running clock, but
and taking their time, you're trying to set where the running or receiver went out of bounds.
I thought maybe the clock was going to run out while he was running around in the circles.
Well, they're taking forever to get this football spotted. In the meantime, the clock just continues to run. They haven't even moved the chains over on the far sideline yet, and we've burned about 20 seconds.
Oh, there's a penalty somewhere. We didn't see the flag.
Okay.
It went out of bounds with 1 minute and 10 seconds left.
Oh, there's a flag right.
Yeah.
Picked it up.
And the penalty is going to run the clock down. If they get a playoff, it's going to be amazing.
Flag was right in front of the Geneseo bench. We couldn't see it because of the football players here in front of us. Probably a final play. 10 seconds to go. Quarterback in shotgun formation. He's going to throw a deep ball down the far sideline, and it falls incomplete as there's a collision out there.
And there is no flag. There is no flag, so it will end.
Kyle Mayer out there on the coverage. And so Geneseo puts 56 on the board here tonight against Dixon, and they improved to 5-1 with the victory. Or pardon me, 4-1 with the victory tonight over the Dixon Dukes. We'll get the stats here in a second.
And one more quick little push on the St. Louis Cardinals winning 7-0 over the Cubs for all the Cub fans.
There you go. Geneseo with, like I said, 14 points scored in the first quarter tonight. They added 28 in the second, 7 in the third, 7 in the fourth, 8 touchdowns tonight. 6 on the ground, 2 through the air. And we'll get you some numbers here as their statisticians work on it. But a good win here for Geneseo. Already got to play. We look forward to next week's game. It'll be a home game. It will be homecoming for Geneseo against Ottawa Township. We'll have it for you here as well. So that's when we'll catch up next week. And so the next two are at home, Ottawa, then Sterling.
A couple of tougher games left on the schedule, and they probably didn't pick the easiest game for homecoming, but Ottawa's always a formidable opponent, as is Sterling, of course. So, they're going to have to fire up, clean up a couple of those little penalty issues, maybe, and be ready to play. On the overall, they really played extremely well tonight. They have to be pleased.
Shutout for the defense. I had them for 3 takeaways, and again, the offense scored 8 touchdowns tonight. A lot of yards for Geneseo. And over 300 in the first half. Let's get the final numbers here. 459 tonight for Geneseo. Total yards, 422 on the ground on 41 carries, just over 10 yards per carry. 4 of 6 passing tonight for Luke Snyder at 37 yards. And a touchdown pass to Drew Himmelman. Total yards for Dixon, 196. Racing Bush, 7 carries, 220 tonight, 3 touchdowns. Brandon Mislow, 7 carries, 72 yards and 2 touchdowns. Luke Snyder added 37 yards. Zach Denny had 23. Jordan Schnowski with 22 yards, 18 from Joey Medina and 15 from Jacob Aker. He also had a touchdown tonight and touchdown receptions tonight by Drew Himmelman and Michael Housey. And for Dixon tonight, their quarterback had 53 yards passing, and again, team yards for Dixon on the ground was 120. So Geneseo with a victory tonight, 56-0. Bob, again, thanks for helping out with the broadcast. We look forward to catching up with you next week. So Geneseo wins it tonight. We'd like to thank the following people as well. Ron Hartman and Geneseo Communications for providing TV50's internet streaming. Kim Kennett at the WGRG FM studio, statisticians Willis Andel and John Buzzard, technical coordinator Keith Kennett, and for you for tuning in to our game tonight. For all of us here from TV50, this is Lauren Lemke. Good night.